Did Tesla just make its cars way more affordable? Or is this a clever trick to make you spend more? Because what Tesla just announced isn't what most people think it is. Let's dive into the real reason behind this new standard lineup and why it might not stick around for long. Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Ken here. If you're new, we break down everything Tesla related, from new vehicle launches and stock updates to the strategies behind Elon Musk's boldest moves. So, if you want to stay ahead of the EV curve, hit that subscribe button. Today, we're talking about Tesla's brand new standard Model 3 and Model Y, starting at just $36,990. Sounds amazing, right? But here's the catch. This isn't the affordable Tesla you might have been waiting for. In fact, once you dig deeper, you'll realize this new model is part of a much bigger strategy, one that could have major implications for both owners and investors. At first glance, this looks like Tesla's long-awaited low-cost model. But many owners and investors are now asking the same question. Does Tesla even want to sell this thing? The reason? There might be a very strategic play hidden beneath the surface. And there's another big question. Will this model even stick around? Remember the Cybertruck RWD version? It launched with a lot of hype and then disappeared from Tesla's website just a few months later. There's a real possibility this new standard trim could follow the same fate. Let's break down why. What Tesla actually announced. Tesla has launched two new trims, Model 3 Standard and Model Y Standard. As the name suggests, these are entry-level versions designed to make Tesla more accessible, at least on paper. Model 3 Standard starts at $36,990, while Model Y Standard comes in at $39,990, several $1,000s cheaper than the previous base models. And with around 321 miles, 517 kilometers of range, they're perfectly capable for everyday driving, commuting, and weekend trips. A new naming structure Tesla is also changing how it names its models. What used to be called RWD is now Premium. The new lineup structure is now Standard Premium Performance, with Standard positioned as the entry point into the Tesla ecosystem. But here's where things start to get interesting. The affordable illusion. While the sticker price is lower, the overall cost might not be. That's because the $7,500 federal EV tax credit in the US is no longer available for these models, meaning despite the lower price tag, many buyers will actually end up paying more out of pocket compared to previous versions. In other words, the new standard trim looks cheaper, but in reality, it might not be the bargain it seems. How Tesla slashed the price. So how did Tesla manage to bring the cost down? The answer is simple, by cutting features, a lot of them. The biggest change is with autopilot. The auto steer feature, which automatically keeps your car centered in its lane, is gone. Instead, you only get traffic-aware cruise control, which adjusts your speed to maintain distance from the car ahead, but doesn't steer for you. Interior features have also been heavily reduced. No rear seat touchscreen, manual seat and mirror adjustments instead of powered ones, fewer speakers, and no AM/FM radio. Rear seat heaters and ambient lighting are gone. Overall, the cabin feels more basic and stripped down. Even the design and hardware reflect cost-cutting. The iconic glass roof now has a textile lining. Standard 18-inch wheels are used. Acceleration and top speed are lower. A smaller battery reduces range and charging performance slightly. So let's be clear, this isn't the same Tesla for less money. It's a different product, one where Tesla has deliberately removed the features that define its premium experience. Tesla's hidden motive? This brings us to the big question. Why would Tesla do this? One major clue is that leasing is not available for the standard models. Typically, Tesla offers leases to make new cars more accessible, but not here. That means higher upfront costs and fewer buyers. However, the media mentioned that there is no lease option, but when I checked the official website, it appears that leasing is available. So, this information might be incorrect. Another clue, financing rates are about 30% higher for the standard than for the premium. That shrinks the monthly payment gap, making buyers think, maybe I should just upgrade. Put together, these two factors suggest the standard trim is less about volume sales and more about steering people toward higher margin models. This isn't the first time Tesla has used this playbook. The Cybertruck rollout followed a similar pattern: announce a low-cost version to generate buzz, then focus sales on the more expensive variants. It's entirely possible the standard trim exists mainly as a marketing anchor, not a core product. The market's expectations versus reality. Now let me share my honest take. When I first saw this new trim, my reaction was, this isn't what the market was expecting. From a business perspective, Tesla's decision makes sense. Streamline production, control costs, maintain margins. The EV market is fiercely competitive, and with tax credits gone, expanding the price range is a logical move. But here's the problem. Most people weren't just hoping for a cheaper Tesla. They were expecting a new kind of Tesla, maybe a compact city EV or a fresh entry-level concept. Instead, what they got is essentially a de-featured version of an existing model, and the name Standard itself raises questions. If Standard is the base, does that mean we'll eventually see an even more affordable basic or starter model below it? Maybe a compact Tesla aimed at urban markets. It's a real possibility. This suggests that the standard trim might just be an intermediate step in a bigger plan. Lessons from the Cybertruck RWD. We also need to talk about the Cybertruck RWD because it might foreshadow what happens next. That model was marketed as the affordable Cybertruck, but it was cancelled just months after launch. Why? The tax incentive landscape changed. The price difference between trims was smaller than expected. And ultimately, Tesla decided it wasn't worth producing. The same risks apply here. If the standard doesn't sell well or fails to offer a compelling value, Tesla could easily pull the plug. The bigger picture. Here's the takeaway. The new standard Model 3 and Model Y are not just cheaper Teslas. They're part of a deliberate pricing and product strategy, one focused on efficiency, margin, and funneling buyers toward higher-end models. Yes, on the surface, it looks like Tesla is making its cars more accessible, but the removal of core autopilot features, the stripped-down interior, and the lack of financing options all point to a deeper motive. And perhaps most importantly, this isn't the next generation Tesla many were waiting for. It's not a leap forward, it's a cost-engineered version of the present. And with the Cybertruck RWD precedent fresh in our minds, there's a real chance this model might also disappear sooner than expected if it doesn't perform. For owners, that's something to keep in mind before placing an order. And for investors, it's a reminder to look beyond the headlines and understand the strategic intent behind Tesla's moves. So, what do you think? Is the new standard trim a smart buy? Or is it destined to fade away like the RWD Cybertruck? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As for Tesla stock, it's trading at $289 today, down slightly on the day. It'll be interesting to see how this new pricing strategy impacts demand and the stock over the coming quarters. That's it for today's breakdown. If you found this video helpful, give it a thumbs up. And if you want to stay on top of all things Tesla, from FSD updates to stock analysis, make sure to subscribe. Thanks so much for watching, and as always, enjoy life with Tesla. Before we wrap up, let me take a moment to introduce myself. I drive a Tesla Model Y, and at home, I've installed a Tesla Powerwall, so I actually charge my car with solar energy. I truly believe Tesla is shaping the future, and that's why I share the latest news and insights here on this channel. I'm from Japan, but I want to connect with Tesla fans all around the world. That's why I also create an English version of my videos. YouTube now lets you switch the audio into your own language, so you can enjoy it in whatever language you prefer. Most of all, I'd love to connect with Tesla fans everywhere so we can support Tesla together. I also share updates on X, so feel free to follow me there and let's connect. And if you haven't already, please subscribe to this channel. I'd really appreciate it. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.